Welcome to the It's Your Business radio show, bringing you weekly advice from the best experts to provide you with insightful suggestions for your small business to allow it to thrive in the competitive marketplace. The It's Your Business show guides you through the uncharted waters of small business and gives you a voice on what can help you move your own business forward, to help you kickstart your business and put into practice all the information that they share.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the It's Your Business radio show. I am your host, Melissa Coleman, and we are here today with part 2 of celebrating Small Business America. And as we stated last week, this particular show was very near and dear to our dearly departed Dr. Stan. We started things off last week with my new co-host, Anthony Coleman, who actually is not with us this week. He has his big annual golf tournament this weekend, so he is preparing for that this week. And so you're just stuck with little old me and our beautiful guest today, Diane Carson. So welcome, Diane.
Missy, thank you for having me.
Yes, Diane is our resident PR person, and she has been with Dr. Stan for years. Have you been the inception of the original? Well, I can't remember.
I started helping him with his marketing, with his trifolds and online stuff, and for a couple of years. And then a year ago, he said, "You've been so good, you're helping me with this, and I'd love for you to have your own, your own radio show." And I fought him on the way and said, no.
Yes.
But here I am with my own, radio show. And he was just the most generous person. He just
truly
mentored me, and he kept pushing me. And you're doing good. And I'm like, I don't think I am, but okay.
So it's like we teased when we did that first show after he passed away about, as long as we're solid, we're good.
Yeah, we're solid. Yeah. Yeah, he was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
So really, I guess, first of all, it really was on the back, I was kind of in the background, helping him, with his marketing, although he didn't need any help with marketing, that's for sure. He knew what he was doing.
Yes.
So.
After how many books? 3 books now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then one of them I wrote a chapter for. So
yes, this last
the
one.
latest one.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
on PR and promotional giveaways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
which we're I believe it's now on the website. So we need to get a few things worked out with all that, but we are in process. So you'll be able to find all of that. We'll get our social medias up and promote the book out there.
It's a great reference book.
It's how to promote your business with little to no money.
Right.
Yes. So something that was very important to Dr. Stan. And so in honoring him, we're going to continue on Small Business America. We've changed it to a 2-part series. So Diane is starting us off on the second part of part 2. So let's talk a little bit about you. Diane's passion is to help businesses grow through highly targeted promotional marketing programs and strategic marketing. She uses her extensive years of marketing, event, and project management to put together coordinated marketing materials and promotional items for everyday marketing initiatives, custom trade show and conference booths. From booth graphics, promotional items, sales materials, to pop-up booths, retractable banners, and post-show mailings, Diane takes care of all the details, allowing clients to focus on their products and services. With over 30 years of experience in PR and marketing strategy, Diane had to keep up with the changes in the marketing and communication fields. From her position as pro-consul at the British Consulate General in St. Louis, where she arranged personal appearances and media interviews for personalities such as Prince Charles, now King Charles, and visiting British dignitaries, to special events director for a major department store, even filling in for Frosty the Snowman at breakfast with Santa when necessary. And her 25 years plus as owner of a marketing company and promotional products distributorship, she has enjoyed helping businesses and entrepreneurs grow. As a certified marketing consultant and and owner of Promo Experts LLC, a marketing company primarily focused on assisting clients to select branded items to fit within their budget, Diane collaborates with companies to produce and implement a marketing action plan and develop creative marketing and branding programs, taking their brand beyond the bland. I like that. So welcome again to the show. This is so exciting to have you here for Small Business America. You know, I feel so blessed to be doing this show now in Dr. Stan's honor, but you know, he so loved business, and you know, his dream was that this show really brought professionals and people in different industries to really help those starting a business or expanding an existing business and really focusing on the small to medium business owner.
Right. Well, my passion is really to help small businesses to get to the next level, basicly. So,
Yes.
yeah, we were
And
in
here you
sync
are.
with that. Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to be doing just that today. So why is it beneficial to a business to incorporate promotional products and advertising into their marketing? Because this is like huge.
Well, yeah, I think you really, I always talk to my clients about when they do, when they call on people and they don't leave something with their name on, and maybe they don't get to talk to the president or the owner of the company, you know, sorry, I can't talk today.
Allergies here in St. Louis.
Yeah. They're usually calling on say they're calling on a bank or a savings and loan or something like that. They walk in the door and, you know, the president's busy and they get to talk to what I call the gatekeeper. And a lot of times, you know, if you don't have a leave behind, or something that person can give to the person that you're trying to get to, you kind of get lost in the shuffle. So it's really important to have something, you know, whether it be, you know, a promotional item, which is what I focus on, or it could be a trifold or a flyer or, you know, anything really, as long as it has your name on it. You know, it's branded with your logo, and, you know, information about your company, how they can get in touch with you. You know, that's really important to leave that with the person that you're trying to target, basically.
Absolutely. And, you know, we see that almost any business you go to, whether it's the banks with the pens or, you know, are pens like the number one thing that people do?
Pens and koozies, yeah. Pens are great, but a good pen, you know, because they won't, people will pitch a cheap pen. They won't keep it. And I actually have people ask me for my pen. So they'd say, oh, guys, pens are wonderful. Do you have any? And I usually have a handful of them. So I normally do give them
Yours
out.
are nice because they've got the stylist on them. Those are the kind that I like, you know, that we have for our business too. And they're sturdy and they have a nice clicker and they write nice. And
yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm sort of going through that right now. We had last November, we have a hot tub and we had a leak. And I found a repair guy and we really liked him. He's reasonable. He was out there right away. He did a great job. My husband really liked him. So I said to my husband, why don't you get a card and let's keep it so that we know, you know, to call him the next time. Well, do you think we could find that card? On top of that, my husband said, I don't think he gave us one. And I'm like, well, I don't remember. So it's taken us 2 days to go through old checkbooks, you know, charge card receipts, trying to find this guy. And we finally did find him. But I'm going to tell him when he comes today,
he needs to get something from you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him you need to have a magnet or something, you know, something. So that when we have a problem next time, you know, first of all, we managed, I did the research. I found this company. I thought it was him. We weren't sure it was him. My husband was calling him Randy. His name is Ryan. So, you know, that's really, you know, an illustration of why it's important that you do have something that, people use, people see on a daily basis. A business card is okay, and they are important to have. But nowadays, people use their cell phones and they put their contacts in there.
Right.
So give them something useful, like a pen, which is why people like that, and something good, that they're going to hang on to. So.
I like the magnets, especially like for those kinds of business owners, because
Absolutely.
if you have a plumbing issue or, heating and cooling, whatever it is, if it's right there on your refrigerator, it's like easy to find and see and call.
Yeah, we hunted all over. I got magnets all over my refrigerator.
We dedicated,
could
Diane.
Not find a magnet. We couldn't find anything. I even got one of those clips with a bunch of business cards in it. We went through those. Nope, wasn't there. And I was so mad at my husband. I told you to hang on to that. So.
Hopefully he's out of the doghouse now.
He is.
So what is the best way for a company to incorporate a promotional product or advertising specialty item into their marketing program?
Well, one of the ways that, we just had the 4th of July. So, you really, people have to see you many times before they know, like, and trust you. So if you can, send something out ahead of time, say you're a retailer, you're having a sale, send something out ahead of time, and maybe it would be a little tchotchke, as we call them, that they could maybe, bring into the store and get something in return. Maybe it's a percentage off, or it's whatever the offering is. And that's one good way that you can incorporate. But another way is, really pay attention to the holidays. There's some really quirky ones. Today apparently is National Fried Chicken Day.
Who even knew?
Who knew that? Yes.
And why?
Yeah, there's a website called funholidays.com.
Oh my gosh.
And you can go there and it will tell you. I think it might be National Hand Pie Day. I'm not sure. But anyway.
That's incredible.
So if you can, hook into one of those, it's memorable and it gets you the attention that you're looking for. National Chocolate Day. Anybody out there giving out chocolate?
Chocolate Day I can go
when
for.
When you called me the other night, you said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just took a bite of chocolate."
That's hilarious.
But that's one way that they can incorporate an item. It doesn't have to be anything, really expensive, as long as it's useful.
Right.
That's really, the operative word is useful, because if somebody sees it in front of their face all the time, when the offer matches the need, you'll be the person that they'll call, when they see your name on something.
And let me ask you, because I'm sure you have people that come to you with different requests. Do you really focus in on that piece about it being useful?
Yes.
Because I'm sure somebody has off the wall ideas, and are you honest with them and say, this isn't a best way to spend your money? And
I am. And then the other thing that because I'm a marketing consultant, I really come at it from a consultative point of view. I had one lady, she had she was sponsoring a couple of happy hours, and she said, I wanted to order, she wanted 1,000 pens and 1,000 notebooks. And I said, "What is it for?" And she told me, well, I had happened to go to those happy hours. And I said, "Oh my gosh." I said, maybe not even 100 people go to those events.
Right.
Well, I have some left over. I said, "Some left over, you'll have them in your closet for years." So, I said, let's look and let's get, smaller quantities that make sense. I won't just sell you 1,000 pens just to sell you something.
Right.
I do like to, at least analyze it. What are you using it for? Where are you going with it? What's the type of event? What would be good for that? Something creative, something different, and something that's within your budget as well.
Exactly. And then it leaves them open to do different things if they're not putting all that money into just 1,000 pens.
Well, right. Yeah. Because you really have to be strategic about it. You have to think, it's your marketing budget. What are you going to do with this item?
Yes.
A lot of them say, "Oh, I've tried those. They just stick in my closet," or "I gave them to my kid," or whatever. Well, then it wasn't the right item. That's really what it boils down to. So you have to really know what you're shooting for. And really, it helps me if you've been somewhere and people have given things out that you've really liked, tell me, because I'll do the research and, we'll find a similar item, for you. So That's another way of approaching it as well.
Absolutely. I just want to remind everybody, if you're just now joining us, you're listening to It's Your Business. I am your host, Melissa Coleman. We are doing part 2 of our annual special series that we do every year, the end of June, sometimes 1st of July, called Celebrating Small Business America. And in part 2 of our series, we have Diane Carson of Promo Experts talking about public relations and premium items and all of those wonderful things. I just want to remind you can find us every Saturday with you from noon to 1 on KXOK 102.9 FM and then on KWRH 92.9 FM. And then we're with you all week long through My Genre Radio Network, and that is from 9 to 10 a.m. and then again from 1 to 2 p.m. So you have plenty of opportunity to catch up and stay in tuned with all the business things going on here, helping small business help itself. And so what is the typical cost of a promotional item, and how would you suggest small business owners estimate a budget and the quantity to purchase, which kind of follows suit?
We sort of covered that.
Yeah.
Well, the typical, say a typical price, again, depending on what item you're looking at. I try to find, because a lot of my clients are small businesses, I try to find the lowest quantity. But when you go for the lowest quantity, the lower the quantity, the higher the price.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, if you think you're going to use it for several shows, then you're probably better off, to purchase the 500 quantity rather than
Right.
the 250, because you might give them away at one show. And then you have to, if you like that item, if it was popular, then, you'd have to order it again and it's going to cost you more. So, in terms of budgeting for that type of thing, think about what it is what you're doing and plan for the next few, whether you do shows,
Mhm.
whether you do mailings. People love a bulky mailing. I know the postage has gone up, but if you have a really exclusive client, someone you really want to impress, sometimes I know I've had clients that buy a small item like one of those thumb drives or something like that would make a bulky mailing, and then they've sent it either UPS or FedEx,
Okay.
and that really will get the attention of the person that you're trying to reach.
Gotcha.
And so, but that can, when you go the smaller items, it will cost you more. So
Mhm.
I sent a coffee mug, an insulated coffee mug, to a client that I hadn't heard from for a while, and it was Valentine's Day. And so I put a little note in there and said, and I put a little card in there for Starbucks,
Mhm.
$10, Starbucks
Yeah.
gifts card. And I put a little card in there and said, I love my clients. I miss you. Please come back.
Yeah.
And within a day, I got a phone call. So she said, I'm
nice.
so glad you did this. Yes, I've been thinking about this. You kind of sometimes need to jog people's memory,
Mhm.
because they do get busy and they get what I call squirrels, where they're distracted. I am a lot these days. And they'll think of
everybody
you,
is.
but I need to call so-and-so because, yes, I've got the show coming up. And then a lot of them will wait until the last minute. Well, then you're into rush charges. You're into extra shipping charges. So, yeah, plan far out. If you
Yes, not like my hubby who waited so late, but Diane made it work and it got all his tournament bags in for him for the golf tournament.
can.
Do you want to be proactive, not reactive, and think ahead of time?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So is there a good medium like price range, or is it just kind of
Well, I
based
think
on what you're looking
a
at?
good pen is going to cost you about $1 a piece.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
anything that's decent.
Mhm.
And koozies, they're anywhere from 80 cents to $1 each.
Right.
The only thing that I'm not really, being a Debbie Downer on koozies, but what I find, I have a drawer full of them, and
So do we.
they're used at the event.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really rather give away a bag, because I tend to use, those those bags, for
Mhm.
groceries, for camping, for whatever,
Yeah.
more than I would use a koozie after the event.
Mhm.
And the bags are about the same price as a koozie. So, and also at a trade show, it's great, to have your logo walking all over, the inside of the trade show. So, and people,
Exactly.
will stop and go, "Oh, great! I need a bag. I've got all this stuff I picked up. Where did you get that?"
Mhm.
And they'll send, people to your booth. Yeah, bags are real popular, but yeah, and that'll cost you anywhere, between depending on quantity again, between 80 cents and $1.50.
Which is not terrible.
No,
Yeah.
no, it
That's-
isn't. Yeah.
So when you do a trade show for
Mhm.
promo experts,
Mhm.
because you do that,
Mhm.
what are the things that you like to have there?
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
to give somebody an idea of
Mhm.
how many things you should have.
Sure.
Granted, you're doing it for
Mhm.
attracting clients,
Mhm.
but I mean that's what all of us are doing.
Right,
So
right. Well, I do, obviously I give a pen out, but I have these little cloths that have actually on my business card, and they're in a little clear vinyl little pocket thing,
Mhm.
and they're for screen cleaners, and you can clean your
I like those.
glasses.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah, I
that.
know. Yeah, and those are really popular because nobody throws those away.
Mhm.
And it's literally my business card. So the printing on it, it's full color. It's what they call sublimated, where the whole design is put into the fabric,
Mhm.
so it won't come off.
Oh,
And so I like to give those away. I give away Post-it notes. People really love Post-it notes.
Mhm.
Notebooks, I've given away those. I've given away mirrors. Some of the ladies really like to put a mirror in their purse, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Not so much the guys. I've given away, what else have I done? Phone stands,
Mhm.
little pop socket things. People like those. They do hold on to them. Phone wallets, credit card wallets. I've given
Okay.
those away. One of my clients gave away a phone holder. It's literally two big hands with their thumbs up, and they're kind of one on either side. And he came over to me and said, "Oh my God, people are going nuts over here. They're literally coming over and asking for them." So if you could,
I want to see those.
I once had a client that she wanted a blow up parrot because they had a real live talking parrot that they used to take to trade shows. They were in the IT business. And so they go out to San Francisco to a really large show. And I couldn't find a blow up parrot, but I found one of these squishy things that you put in a bathtub and it squirts water. So we found those, we put their name on it, and it showed up in a blog from one of the biggest IT bloggers.
Oh, wow.
And it said the best swag of the whole show in San Francisco. So she said, "Oh my God, that was golden that this guy had actually stopped by her booth and thought their little squishy parrot was great." So you
That's
never know
awesome.
what's going to, grab somebody's attention, really. But
Yes.
and I can't
That's
say
what
that
you're here
a
for,
squishy
right?
parrot's not really useful, but it will get attention. People have, T-shirts and caps. Caps are
Mhm.
really, I've given caps away sometimes.
Caps are huge.
Mhm.
I think everybody loves a
Mhm.
baseball
They're
hat
a bit more
or
expensive.
the bucket hats.
Right.
That's like huge right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bucket hats, I think, if you want to get them embroidered, they're a little bit more. But,
Mhm.
if you just want to get them screen printed, then yeah, they can be, fairly reasonable. But, depending again who the audience is, how many you're getting, and particularly who the target is, kind of thing. So
Absolutely. So how does a company utilize a promotional item into a marketing campaign? Because that's a little bit different. I mean, do you strategize the
Mhm.
marketing
Yeah,
campaign
I had-
before you
right.
pick the promotional
Yeah,
item?
I had and again, this is, I guess, geared more towards a trade show, but I had an air compressor client, manufacturer, and we sent out postcards ahead of time to a trade show list. We got the list from the trade show to begin with, of the people that are registered. So we sent out a postcard and we said, "Bring this postcard into our booth and get your free." It was a tire check
Okay.
thing, and wow, you couldn't believe the number of people that physically walked into the booth and said, "I'm here to get my tire check thing."
Yeah.
My tire gauge. Yeah, tire gauge. And which really kind of went with the air compressor industry, and something that everybody could use and keep in their
Right.
car. And so, yeah, that was particularly, quite successful, because we then knew that people, first of all, that they had received their postcard, and secondly, that they were interested enough to come in and pick up, their gift. And then after the show, we had their postcards. So then we sent them another postcard saying, "Thank you for stopping by our booth." So it was another, what they call touch, another marketing touch.
Yes.
So they could, incorporate something like that, or even, a flyer. If you want to put a flyer, where you're giving away a pizza. Let's say a pizza place wants to give away. There's some wonderful pizza cutters that my realtor clients love, and it's called the best pizza cutter in the world, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And actually what they do is what you call cross promote. So they go hand in hand, because they're a little more expensive than, like say a pen or something, but they go in with a mortgage company or a bank, and they put the logos on either side. So their partner will help them pay for these wonderful pizza cutters that
very cool.
people will hold on to for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with
Especially
jar
if they're a
openers.
good one.
Yes. Oh yeah. This is amazing. Yeah. I should get you one. It's phenomenal. So yeah, a lot of, and then what happens, in my industry is other realtors see it and they're like, "Oh, wow, I really want to give one of those away as well." Cause they actually have clients asking them, "Oh yeah, I've seen my friend has a realtor and they get one of these. Can you get me one?" So I once was at a show where it was the Missouri Wine Association, and they were tasting Missouri wines, but they were giving away wine openers.
Okay.
With the website, on the wine opener, and that's something else that people keep, and those are great for realtors as well, because
Exactly.
they put together a wine basket, and actually I give those away with 2 stemless wine glasses and a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And that's, pretty reasonable basket put together for a chamber luncheon, if you want to give
Yes.
something away.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's really nice. Believe it or not, Diane, we are coming up
oh, wow.
on our break.
Okay.
And so I want to make sure everybody knows how to reach you
Okay.
so they can call you,
Okay.
call her, and get what you need for your business.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. They can call me at 636-458-5241. 636-458-5241. I learned that from Dr.
I
Stan.
know, at least twice.
Or they could email me, Diane, Diane, at promo, PROMO experts, XPERTZ.com.
Well, Diane, it is always a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping Dr. Stan is smiling down
Yes,
on
good
us as
vibes.
we
Yeah.
are doing this in his honor. And it is so great having you here.
Thank you.
And give everybody where they can find your show too. Women in Business.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, Women in Business, right now we're on hiatus, but we usually are on KXOK and KWRH, and also through my genre FM
Yes.
on the internet.
Yes. All her shows are there
Mhm.
and SoundCloud. So
Mhm.
you can find her out
Mhm.
there
Right.
right now, and she'll be back. So everybody stay tuned. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with our second guest of the hour.
If you're looking for a new informative health and lifestyle show to gain knowledge and inspiration to help guide your journey to think, work, and live more powerfully, then you need to listen to Sage Advice with Melissa. Now, whether you're trying to improve your life from a mental, physical, or spiritual journey, Sage Advice with Melissa Coleman, CEO of Sage Skincare, delivers weekly advice from industry experts to provide you with insightful suggestions to allow you to thrive with a better quality of life. Melissa's mission? To guide you through the uncharted waters of health and wellness and to give you a voice to help improve your life. So be sure to tune in to Melissa. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, listeners, saying thanks to your customers is nice and polite, but expressing your gratitude in memorable and ongoing ways can boost your business. At Promo Experts LLC, we exceed our customers' expectations. For over 20 years, our product knowledge and experience has helped them with their marketing initiatives and trade show graphics. We are happy to put that experience to work for you. Quality products, great customer service, and prices are our number one priority. We work with you to find unique, creative, and new ideas that fit your image and expectations, helping you build strong relationships with your customers. When you select Promo Experts as your marketing partner, we help you to see more than the big picture. For more information about this exciting opportunity, contact Diane Carson, President, at 636-458-5241. That's 636-458-5241. Let Promo Experts help you to move your business brand beyond the bland. Have you always wanted to write your own book but don't know where to start? Publishing Concepts, a publishing company located right here in St. Louis, offers everything from consulting, book printing, copyrights, ISBNs and barcodes, print book layout, ebook and iBook layout, graphic design, cover design, ghostwriting, typing and editing, distribution, marketing, and more for an affordable price. Visit publishingconceptsllc.com or just Google Publishing Concepts to get started today, or call 314-781-8880. That's 314-781-8880. Publishing Concepts. We help you sell more books.
In today's economy, there are more people looking to buy and sell businesses than ever before. When a company owner needs to sell their business, they can't just stick a for sale sign in the window. They need the assistance of a business broker to locate and vet potential buyers. On the other side, buyers rely on the broker to help facilitate the process of evaluating potential businesses and franchises for sale. A Transworld Business Advisor is the solution for both scenarios. Transworld Business Advisors focus on three core concepts: business brokerage, franchise consulting, and franchise development. Transworld has specialized in the sale of business and commercial real estate. Today, Transworld Business Advisors is a global network of brokers offering a turnkey solution for those that want to build a solid business and future for themselves while maintaining a balanced quality of life. With our comprehensive training program, full marketing support, and local field support, you won't have to start from scratch. Our trained experts and members will help you every step of the way. Transworld Business Advisors has 40 plus years of experience, 10,000 plus businesses sold, and 600 plus brokers, 250 offices worldwide. For a free initial consultation, call Charlie Scarlett, business broker, or Billy Rowland, business broker, at 636-400-6100. Again, that's Charlie Scarlett, business broker, or Billy Rowland, business broker, at 636-400-6100.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of It's Your Business. I am your host, Melissa Coleman. My new co-host is actually out this week preparing for his annual golf tournament. So you get just little old me, and we are continuing on with our second half of Small Business America. This is part 2. And to take us on home, we have the brilliant Brad Lambert with us today. You are brilliant. You're married to Kathy. You're brilliant.
Okay.
That makes you brilliant. So Brad is part of KBL Impact Partners, and he is here today. We're going to be talking about what you need to know starting a new business, and he's got some great things to share with us. So first, I'm going to share a little bit about Brad before we get going. So Brad began his career in the engineering and construction industry after earning a civil engineering degree from the University of Illinois in 1975. He spent more than 20 years in this industry and served as Vice President of Business Development for an international general contractor. In 1998, Brad's professional trajectory shifted. Recognizing the challenges of low-income families in their community, Brad and his wife, Kathy, decided to leave their corporate positions to help underserved families achieve a higher quality of life. They combined their skills to co-found Connections to Success in the St. Louis region. Under Brad and Kathy's leadership, Connections to Success grew into a regional nonprofit with multiple locations in Missouri, Illinois, and Kansas. Today, the organization is recognized nationally for its evidence-based model that improves children's futures by helping parents gain social capital and achieve economic independence. The holistic model integrates employment training opportunities, life transformation coaching, job development, and ongoing support services to equip participants for long-term success. In January 2021, after 3 years at Connections, Brad and Kathy decided to step away and begin a new adventure. This new adventure is named KBL Impact Partners, LLC, and was created to assist organizations in growing, enhancing outcomes, and improving long-term sustainability. So, Brad, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I love how you and Kathy moved from being that nonprofit starter to now helping nonprofits that are starting.
Yeah, I like to tell people we're in our third careers now.
I know.
So I don't know how long that'll go, but we're still going.
You know, I think it's great. I love, because I do another show, which is All Mind, Body, and Spirit. And I think the busier we keep our minds, the better off we are.
Well, my mind is pretty busy.
I know. I feel like I have other retired people that come on the show, business owners,
Right.
that are probably busier in their retired years than they were before they retired.
Well, we don't use the word retirement in our
Exactly.
home. It's what's next on the journey.
Exactly. And I love that. So let's just kind of get into this.
Sure.
How important is it to have the right culture in your business?
Well, the short answer is it's extremely important. Whether your company employs 2 people or 200, corporate culture matters. Culture defines the overall feel of your business, beginning with your mission, your vision, your values, and just the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Employees today are looking for organizations where they can fit in, contribute to its success, and feel satisfied.
Absolutely.
Happy people are productive people.
Exactly.
And there's a direct correlation between happy employees and business profit.
Mm-hmm.
Research shows that satisfied workers are 12% more productive than others, and that unsatisfied workers are 10% less productive.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it pays to ensure that your business is a great place to work. And I just read a quote this morning from Simon Sinek that says,
Oh, I love Simon Sinek.
"A culture is strong when people work with each other and for each other. A culture is weak when people work against each other for themselves."
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we offer our clients to build culture are team building retreats. Just bringing people together for a couple of days to learn more about each other promotes a team atmosphere. And it helps them understand their roles in the organization and their unique contributions. So the long answer is also culture is extremely important.
Yes. And let me ask you, because I feel like just in business in general, you know, with COVID happening and just the shifting of things for business owners, do you feel you've seen at this point in time a greater shift in focusing on the culture of a company than previously?
Well, yes, because I think employers realize the value of culture.
Mm-hmm.
And they also realize that COVID has strained that culture because of people working from home and people being remote.
Mm-hmm.
And part of corporate culture is being together
Yes.
and working together and giving that friendly pat on the back when something goes good. And when people come into your building, they can sense that there's something happening here that they want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think COVID kind of took away some of that.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think there's a scramble that, how do we get that back?
Yes.
How do we get people back together and recreate that magic that we so enjoyed back in the good old days?
Right. Now we've got to create new good old days.
That's right.
So
That's right.
So let me ask you, what has been your experience regarding delegation of responsibilities? Because I think that is also huge in
Well,
business.
It is. And when you're starting out in business, you may feel that you have to do it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And in our work with small businesses, we constantly hear from leaders that there just isn't enough time each day to do the things that need to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And as you dig a little deeper, you find that they are wearing virtually every hat themselves.
Yes.
Now, many times in the early stages, you have to. And you do find yourself doing and carrying the bulk of the load. However, in order to grow, you're going to need to give up some of that control
Mm-hmm.
for the good of the business.
Yes.
And when you delegate tasks to other employees, or in the nonprofit world, even to volunteers, your business becomes more efficient because you've hired the right people and they are experts at what they do. And delegation also allows those people to develop and broaden their skills and take ownership. Effective leaders teach their skills and pass on knowledge to their employees so that they have time to plan for the next step and then lead the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an important transition. And I know from personal experience that that's not an easy thing to do.
No.
I found myself many times justifying doing things myself because I knew they would get done and I knew they would get done right. And I rationalized that, well, it might take more time to train somebody to do this than just do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a trap that a lot of us get into. Unfortunately, that approach does not help the organization
No.
and puts you further behind the growth curve that you're seeking.
Yes. So what would you suggest or recommend to somebody that is in that space currently listening, because it is such a hard step to let go of all of it. And, when is the right time to do that and bring in maybe a consulting company like you and Kathy to start shifting that so that business can grow?
Well, I would say for me, the right time is when you know that there's more than you can handle yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you're holding back the business from doing what it's potentially capable of doing. And I think that's the time to look around and say, okay, what resources do I have available?
Mm-hmm.
And many times there may be resources available that you're not even aware of.
Right.
So you have to look around. What assets do you have available to you? And don't be afraid to take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it doesn't go well the first time or the second time. There's a learning curve.
Yes.
And like everything, don't wait until you're 100% certain that it's time to do it. You need to be doing it before you're 100% certain.
Exactly.
And go through the trial and error, and you'll be satisfied long-term at the results.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so how can small businesses have a social impact? Because I know that is hugely important to you and Kathy in your careers and what you've transitioned, your business life into.
Correct. Coming from the nonprofit sector, this is one of our favorite topics. Many businesses today, both large and small, are focusing on social responsibility for a number of reasons, including, first of all, increasing their public image and brand. This can define what they are known for in their communities. Next, boosting employee morale. This is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
People want to work for companies that focus on doing good, not just making money.
Right.
Not that making money isn't important. It is, but so is doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Next, increasing your customer retention and loyalty. I'm more apt myself to buy from a company that I know is maybe supporting a cause that I'm passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know customer retention is key to long-term success. And then it allows them to stand out from the competition because of their superior brand. So social impact, we think, is very important for businesses. Now, we believe a great way for businesses to have a social impact is through partnerships with local nonprofits. These partnerships can include employee volunteerism, financial assistance through grants, serving on nonprofit boards of directors, and much more.
Mm-hmm.
And during our 23 years at Connections to Success, we did all we could to leverage corporate relationships for all those things
Mm-hmm.
and more. They have resources that we don't have. We have expertise in a local social issue that they don't have. So when we come together, we can have a collective impact that neither of us can do by ourselves.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. And I feel like after Kathy was here the last time when I had her, and now listening to you make that statement, I'm like, I need to be in your next class that you have coming up.
Okay. Well, it
Which we're
starts
gonna
next
share.
week.
I know. I'm like, I need to go sit in that, because I consider, even for myself, being a business owner, we're old, but I feel kind of new. I've had the company solely for the last 4 years, and I feel like I'm at that point where I've got to start leveraging better than what I'm doing in order to get it to its next level. So
It's all a process.
It is.
And one of the things that we like doing with organizations that we work with is to help them think ahead and develop that process
mhm,
and see, okay, where are you in the life cycle curve? What type of product should you be having? What type of marketing should you be doing? What type of fundraising should you be doing? And as you grow and evolve, those characteristics change,
mhm.
particularly the board of directors. You need different
Yes.
people
Yes.
when you're up here than when you're down here.
Mhm.
And it's fun for us, and it allows us to kind of bring our collective experience to bear.
Mhm.
And we always like to say we can tell you the right things to do. We can also tell you the wrong things to do because we've done them both.
Right.
And we have experience with both.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to remind everybody, if you're just now joining us, you're listening to It's Your Business. We are in part 2 of our Celebrating Small Business America. It is our 3rd annual show of doing this. And today we've got Brad Lambert of KBL Impact Partners with us, and talking about what we should be doing as we're starting new businesses and how to take our businesses to the next level. So let me ask you, Brad, with KBL Impact Partners specifically, are you just assisting in the nonprofit world, or are you assisting both profit and nonprofit businesses?
Both.
Okay.
And there are a lot of things that we do that cross lines between for-profits and not-for-profits.
Mhm.
Things like, having a very well thought out budget, having a marketing and business development plan,
Mhm.
knowing your customers, and things like that. Now, obviously, we have a lot of depth in the nonprofit sector from
Mhm.
doing it for 23 years, but a lot of those trends cover both sides.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because any company wants and needs to make money to keep the doors open
Sure,
and keep things moving.
that's right.
So
That's right.
Yes. And specifically for, our nonprofit sector, for somebody that's really just starting out, what do they need to think about before even taking that nonprofit to that level of opening those doors?
Well, we like to approach it from when people first come to the to the conclusion that they want to start a nonprofit. In most cases, it's because of something that they have in their heart. Maybe a particular burning desire or passion for a particular cause. But they may not have the business acumen that it takes to create a business. And whether it's a for-profit or a nonprofit, it is a business. You have income, you have costs, you have staffing, you have all those things in both sectors. So we really try to help them understand what are the tools and infrastructure needs that they need to put in place so the business can continue to grow and meet their vision and mission, whatever it is. So it's really helping merge those two things together, put passion and purpose with a business model.
Yes.
A business model that will allow them to grow, scale their impact, and become long-term sustainable.
And let me ask you, because I think when Kathy was here last time, we were talking about how a for-profit business can bring in a nonprofit piece in that business to help leverage as well.
Sure.
Correct?
Well, again, it's back to partnering and how for-profits can partner with not-for-profits and bring that social impact to the core of the for-profits business model.
And is it beneficial for a nonprofit to create or a for-profit to create their own nonprofit within their business?
Not necessarily. I think the important thing to do is to look around in your community. What are the needs that exist? And who are the players out there that are working to address those needs? And I think it's more beneficial to come around them and offer them support to help them grow and sustain, rather than creating yet another player in the industry that may eventually be competing for funds and some of the other things that nonprofits have to do to survive. So again, it's those words, collaboration and partnership.
Which is huge today.
Absolutely.
Because I think businesses are really getting smart about doing that. And even people, collaborating with other people. And I think that's what I love the most that has come out of COVID, because I feel like there is so much more of that going on than there was before. Like before, it was like, I'm here, you're there, we're going to stay that way.
Right.
And now it really is that uniting of companies and people to really make that impact in our communities.
And COVID has also resulted in a number of people, kind of like we did 25 years ago, leaving the corporate world and going into the nonprofit sector because they felt a tug in their heart that, there's so many displaced people out there. There's so many challenges. How do I make a difference? And that's, for us, that was our personal question. How do we make a difference?
Right. No, I think I love that, because just it so oozes out of both you and Kathy, and just what you've created with Connections to Success, and now moving into KBL Impact Partners. I think it's just such a beautiful flow that you have, and what you're doing in our community here, locally and nationally.
Well, if people ask us why we started Connections, and the answer was because we love helping people. And we can say the same thing now with KBL. Our passion of helping people hasn't changed. We're now helping organizations that in turn help people.
Right.
So it's still reaching our core audience of individuals that have been displaced through poverty or incarceration or whatever, and helping them rebuild their lives. So we're just going at it a little different.
Yes. And I love how you're going at it. It is a beautiful thing for sure. So how important is it for customers to know their passion for why they started their business?
Yeah, again, that I mentioned Simon Sinek before, and you know about his why.
Mm-hmm.
In our work with nonprofits, we talk about the importance of being passionate about what you believe in. People want to know your why.
Mm-hmm.
And to be successful, you need to have that burning desire, purpose, and commitment to a cause much bigger than yourself, and be willing to express it and share it. For Kathy and me at Connections, our why was our belief that everybody is capable of living the life they desire
Absolutely.
through hope, resources, and a plan. And our why was poverty does not have to be. And we believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the importance of this is people are attracted to people who believe what they believe. If you want to attract people who will join you, support you, and work tirelessly for you, they have to know what you believe and then believe it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And a great example of this was Martin Luther King. You know, in many of his speeches, you heard the words over and over, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. That was his why. And he inspired others with it.
Yes.
And people
Many.
came to hear him speak because his why became their why. Your why becomes significant also in your own team, in that you want people that share your desire, your passion, and belief system, and will work with you in achieving it. And I think this is, in the nonprofit world, I think this is especially important in recruiting staff,
Mm-hmm.
volunteers, board members. They need to know, since you're the founder, they need to know what's your burning desire. Why are you here? Why did you start this organization? And you want their why to become your why.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are able to achieve that with them, they will do everything they can to help you get to the finish line.
Mm-hmm. I love that you say that, because we had a gentleman on last week on part 1 of Small Business America that really said that exact same thing, that you hire for passion and purpose and you train for results.
Yeah.
And
Good point.
and I love that you just reiterated that statement again, because it is true. It's like when you know your passion and purpose, it exudes into your staff and
Right.
employees,
Right.
and you feel it when you walk into that office building. So,
Any entrepreneur, be it nonprofit or for-profit, their most important skill is persuasion.
mm-hmm,
The ability to convince people to work for them, invest in their operation, and maybe try their product or service.
exactly.
There's no more powerful persuasion than your why.
Mm-hmm. So
It comes from the heart.
yes, absolutely. So believe it or not, Brad, we have been here 30 minutes. So I'm so sad to say we have to go, but I want you to let everybody know how they find KBL Impact Partners and if there's still spots open for your next training.
The best way to reach us is through our website, kblimpactpartners.com. Our next training cohort begins a week from today, July 13th. And we still have a few slots remaining. So I would encourage anybody listening, if they want to learn more, go to our website and contact us and let us have a conversation with you and kind of go through the program and determine whether it's of interest to you and whether you're a good fit for it. And then we would love to have you join us.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us today. And as we leave you, we just want to remind you, we are here to help small business help itself. Be good, everyone, and we will see you next week.